Hi. Sorry it's been a while. I've been just busy with school stuff, really. But, as you can see as the speed paint plays in the background, this piece was clown inspired, and I'm not sure why. I've just had an inkling to draw a clown, sort of. But I've never been inspired enough to actually create a clown character. So, I'm substituting myself in. I don't know what this piece means. It has some meaning, but I also just thought it was really fun to make. For this piece, I wanted to specifically focus on face shading, and a hand pops up too. I'll talk about that later, but the multiply layer that I added in the end sort of covered it up a bit, but I still think that it looks good. Like, I'm pretty proud of it. But that's really all I have to say for now. I'll let this play in the background, and then I'll jump in if I have to say anything else. So, normally, with most of the pieces I make, I don't spend this much time on the face shading, even though I would like to, because a ton of artists that I follow do spend a lot of time on the face shading, and I just think it looks so cool, specifically the arcane style. Like, a year ago, I was, like, super into that, and that's kind of what I based my style off of. Of course, it wasn't as good a year ago, but I think I've improved a lot recently. But right now I'm working on the ear, and this is the part of the drawing that I think I like the least, because I'm not good at drawing ears, and I kind of just take my own liberties on it, because I think everything else in this drawing is kind of like, oh, yeah, it looks like what it's supposed to be representing, but the ear doesn't. Like, you know it's an ear, but I don't know what the inside is. It does not look like an ear. I hope that's not what the inside of your ear looks like. Oh, and now we're working on the lips. Again, I don't normally spend this much time on lip shading. And even in this piece I didn't really, but I definitely added more colors than I normally do in my other pieces, because normally I just draw a line, add like a reddish undertone, and then, like, that's it. But, then again, for this piece, I wanted to do good face shading. So, and also, this piece probably would be improved if I use references from real life and not just other artists' styles that I want to kind of base it on, because my style fluctuates a lot. There was a piece I drew like a month ago, and this style just looks nothing like it. You can probably tell that I drew both of them, but it's not the same style. So I don't know, my style's not consistent, and it could probably be more consistent if I used consistent real-life references, but I'm just way too lazy to do that. And I don't like staring at still life images. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it, but I just don't like it. I don't find it interesting. And hopefully that changes, because that's probably bad. I think along with using consistent references, I also need to study clothing folds, because I'm kind of just throwing random colors on the shirt, if I'm being honest. And you can see me pausing a lot, trying to think about what I'm doing. But I don't know what I did. I just threw random colors on there, and that's kind of what I do with, or in general. I just do it until it looks good, until I like it. I definitely should have taken a clothing reference, but I think I can get by well enough without using it. And then if I really want to like put a lot of effort into a piece, then I'll use a clothing reference. But this was a mess. I'm looking at this again and I don't know what this is. I'm just throwing random shades of blue down and calling it a day. But you know, sometimes that's just what you gotta do, cause this was not a clothing study drawing, this was a face study. Or a face shading study. Oh, now we're on the hand. I was gonna talk about the hand. Again. I actually did use a hand reference, as you can see on the screen. But I like this hand a lot more than some of the other hands I've drawn. because hands are everyone's worst nightmare, or most people's. Congrats if they're not. Um, but I don't think this hand turned out that bad. Again, it wasn't really a hand study, but I like the shading on the hand. The shape of the arm, like, I could have probably used the liquify tool after I was completely finished with this piece, but I just didn't feel like it really needed it. And it was good enough in my opinion. I liked the shading. I thought it looked nice. So, I just called it a day. Ooh, do you see those highlights? Anyways, I just wanted to clarify that me saying I didn't put a lot of effort into it, I didn't mean that I didn't put a lot of effort into it. I tried on this piece, and I think I like how it turns out. And this piece took me like almost 4 hours to do, because I draw really slow. I'm a perfectionist. I have to have everything right before I continue, or else I'll just scrap the drawing. But I didn't want it to seem like I didn't care about this piece. I really like how it turned out. I just wanted to clarify that. But, right now, basically what I'm doing is I'm fixing up the multiply layer. I didn't like how much it covered the face shading, so I tried to lighten it up a bit and then darken the features under it to make it look, more defined. And I like how it turned out. And when you take the multiply layer off, it is kind of jarring because the nose and like the eyes and a bit of the chin, the highlights compared to the darkness, like it's really jarring. So that's why I decided to keep the multiply layer on and then add those nice highlights. I do like the highlights. I think they make the piece way better, especially the ones on the lips. The lips, and then in the moment, I'll probably put, like the white light in the eyes. That always makes it pop. Right now, I put an overlay layer and with like a reddish orange color, and then lowered the opacity and then made the skin look a little red just to make it stand out more. And then now I'm adding hair highlights. Because, again, I didn't know what to do for the background. I knew I wanted it to be black. I just didn't know what I was going to put on it, because just a black background seemed a bit boring to me. So I wanted to add something more. And I don't really like how it turned out. But that's okay. And now I'm adding my freckles.